Well, let's take a quick look at the bracket, the final stages, of course, of the bracket now. Spain into their first World Cup final since 2010. They will play, as John said, either England or Argentina. As we welcome you back inside our stadium, inside our studio at the stadium, Alexi Lalas, Zlatan Ibrahimovic, Thierry Henry, Rebecca Lowe. What a result. The head in the shirt of Desiree Doué. But Zlatan, I've got to start with this Spain team. Rodri, another masterclass from him and from his teammates. And Luis de la Fuente, Stuart said it, but it's worth repeating, has never lost a game either at the Euros or at the World Cup in charge of this Spain team. What did you make of Spain today, Zlatan?
They took the command from first minute until the last minute. They were feeling alive, they were active, they wanted it. They ran those extra meters every duel. They went in, they wanted to win it. When they were attacking, they were convinced. They took the initiative. You could see every pass they did was like, we want this. And the opposite when it comes to France. And I have to name sure Rodri was all over the place. What a game, what a player. And it's a player that doesn't get a lot of credit, but this game he was everywhere. He was just magnificent. And like I said before the game, football won today. This was a good game. Yes, France, I believe they can do more. They should have done more, but these two teams deserve to be, either of them should have been in final, and Spain is in the final.
Let's not forget, as we see pictures of Didier Deschamps, the French manager, that after 11 years as a player, there he is, and 14 as the manager of this France team, 25 years of his career with the France team. That is now his final game, as he will leave his position now at the end of France's World Cup. Thierry, was that a masterclass from Spain today?
First and foremost, I want to say thank you to the team and Didier Deschamps for what he has done for our game, for the national team, and more. So that's been said. Now let's talk about also in this type of games you have levels, and I'll go back to levels. This is a team, this is a country. This is why I go back to, you know, when people talk about the US and those Spanish fans and the team find a way to be successful at every level. Women's football, youth tournament, Olympics. I lost the final against them. And time again, they're coming. They had an identity, a philosophy. They all play the same way at every level. This is why the coach was the youth team coach normally. But because he knows exactly how the system is, all the players knows how the system is. You can see this is a team with stars in it, but first and foremost is a team effort. And today, we were not at it, we were not in the game, but mainly because when the Spanish team gets the ball, they don't give you the ball back. You have to go and get it. You need to press a tiny bit better. We couldn't get the ball off them. The second shot on target was at the end, Dembele only, and that's us. That's why I said at every level, you have levels. Spain, congratulations. You deserve to go to the final. You are European champion, but I also want to give credit to the whole system and what they put in place, because Spain never used to win like that. And now they win at every level. They still don't win this one, don't get me wrong, and they're always there and about. So well done, Spain. Sorry for my country, obviously, as you can imagine. That's the team I supported, but you have to give them credit. They were just better.
Yeah, you mentioned it, De La Fuente, very much a man of this system, youth team head coach with Spain, Olympics as well, and now he has taken them to another World Cup final. As we see an embrace between Kylian Mbappe and Didier Deschamps, and it's goodbye to France for now. Alexi, your thoughts on this?
Well, you've thrown around the word masterclass, and I completely agree with you and Stu that everybody's calling it that, but this was also a work of art. This was a beautiful thing to see unfold. Not just the results, not just who the opponent was, but the manner in which Spain went out and got this victory. It was something to see, and we talk so much about the possession of Spain, and obviously that is a huge part of the game, and it dampens the spirit of the opponent because you just cannot get the ball. But without the ball, what they did was amazing in terms of cutting out passing lanes, in terms of making it difficult to play out of the back. Throughout this tournament, we have yet to see France look this uncomfortable in the way they did for 90 minutes, not just parts of the game, but for all of the game. The unforced and the uncharacteristic errors from France. Like I said, we have not seen through this tournament. They came up against that man and his team and his philosophy, and to T's point, a general philosophy on how to play the game, and France had no answers, and they shut them down from start to finish. Then when they did get the ball movement was efficient. When they needed to slow it down, they did. When they needed to speed it up, they did. When they needed to one touch, even on the goal, it was there. And it's just amazing. And you're absolutely right about Rodri. He was everywhere. He's not unsung because we know who he is, but he does a lot of work that at times can go unseen, that at times is ugly, but it is vital to this machine that is Spain.
I just wanted to add also the coach that we saw there, De La Fuente, to be able to put Pedri on the bench for Fabian Ruiz. You also have to see that he realized that the team wasn't well balanced at one point, that they were not maybe what he thought they were. He put a tiny bit more, if I can say, meat inside the midfield with Fabian Ruiz, and that's not the first time. But look, the only team that managed to draw against the team of Luis De La Fuente is Cabo Verde.
Absolutely. Cape Verde with that draw against who are now the World
in
Cup
major tournaments,
finalists.
obviously.
In major tournaments in this World Cup. Superior player of the match, and you certainly know your players. Thierry, how do you assess that first half?
It's exactly what you don't want to be against Spain, behind them. But I have to say that the way they started the game, they controlled the ball. They control also when they didn't have the ball. The way they're controlling the game is second to none at the moment. Yes, it is a mistake, but the way we're playing, lost a couple of balls in the middle of the park that he doesn't usually lose. So Didier Deschamps, as you saw, put him on the right to see if they can find him on the right, because in the middle he can't get away from Rodri. I just think that at the moment we're not playing well. This is why they're European champion. This is why at the moment they are your nemesis. You need to find a way. If you want to win a World Cup, it's not always going to be pretty. You have to reverse that one. It's going to be a difficult one. And for the people that thought that Spain didn't have a 9, Oyarzabal scores when Spain needs it. 17
goals in his last 18 games. Real quick, Zlatan, what do France need to do for you second half?
They need to activate Dembélé, Olise and Mbappe. But once they get the ball, they should play more with control and not lose easy balls. Because now they lose 2 easy balls, do simple mistakes, and they need to control more the game when they have the ball. And then have patience, not lose their focus when the Spain are doing the possession. They have to be patient, choose their moments, when to press and win the ball, and from there they go.
Okay, France have it.
The first half, there needs to be more urgency from France, a bit like the motorists down there. Patrick, what went wrong in that first half?
Yeah, I think the French team didn't turn up in this first half. I think it's a huge disappointment regarding the quality that they show so far in the tournament. I think they have to play with a little bit more intensity. I think they have to put that Spanish team a little bit more under pressure. I felt that he was really quite comfortable for the Spanish to control the game. And I would like to see one of the holding midfielders to commit himself a little bit more and to create the 4 against 4 and to be put them more under pressure, because at the moment the Spanish are doing what we expect them to do, really comfortable on the ball.
You know, when you look at it, Poogs, I think Spain, you never say Spain, oh, they've not started well. France, you can say that about them. And I remember they started like that in the World Cup final, but Spain are really on them. They're on Elise, they're on Dembele. Dembele's playing poorly, but Elise, they're not giving him no time. They're winning the ball and they're pressing like they normally do. Spain are playing their natural game. France ain't woken up at all.
Absolutely. They're in the groove, Spain, aren't they? Right, Gary, you've been having a look at what Digne, the fullback, has done wrong here for the penalty.
Yeah, I said initially that it was a lack of awareness of not knowing that Lamine Yamal was there, but actually it's a lot better than that from a Lamine Yamal perspective. It is absolutely exceptional, and it's elite level wide play. So watch Digne here, you're thinking, does he swivel? Yes, he does. He has a little look. And then you think, OK, when does he last look at him? He actually has a little look again there. And Lamine Yamal, only the elite top wide players do this. They wait for you to turn your head back and swivel back towards the ball, and then they sprint. And I say only the very top players do it. He isn't then aware that he's there because he's come on top of him so quickly. He heads it maybe a little bit too far away from his body.
He knows there, Gal, didn't he?
Oh, and he knows. And just something, it's absolutely exceptional. And look, I've been there as a fullback. Beyond that point, he's hanging on for dear life a little bit, Digne, in terms of his game against Lamine Yamal, because he's struggling. He's giving him a bit of a doing out there.
It's still poor defending, isn't it? Yeah, credit the attacker, but he's still got to be aware of what's going on around him. If you saw an inexperienced player doing that, you'd be saying, OK, maybe, but he needs to do better. He needs to be aware of what's going on around him.
Joel, the brilliant stats man, has worked out that roughly half the people who stutter miss with their
Yeah.
penalties. No studying
Well,
from Yazbal. He runs up and he cleans it in.
You know, when you look at it, Poos, I said it to the guys, look, that's a good run-up. Bam. So you get the momentum. You get momentum with the fact that you've built momentum with the pace. Look at the pace he's got on that ball. Goalkeeper's gone the right way. No stuttering, and he's just really whipped it in. It's a superb penalty. It's a really good strike.
Spain do look sharper, don't they? But and the work they're putting in off the ball, obviously the usual brilliance on the ball, but off the ball they're working so hard.
Yeah.
Spain have had France have had one or two opportunities, but they're working in packs. Rodri doing a great job. But again, the French just have to keep their heads and trust in the belief that one of their star players will turn up in the second half.
That's the point, Patrick. They must believe France, so they can be a lot better in the second half.
Yeah, they can be worse than the first half. But you expect even Dembele and Barcola to get a little bit more involved. You want Olise to touch a little bit more the ball. Those front players, there is much more expectation on them.
And there'll be more that needs to come from France. They're a goal down at half-time, the favourites for the World Cup.